But let's start out by talking a little bit about what is going on at PayPal. We have 22,500 employees in 31 countries. And we have 277 million active account users of probably about last quarter. And we move money in 100 currencies in over 200 markets around the world. What's our payroll story? In 2015, PayPal spun off from eBay. And at that time, we just did a simple lift and shift of the payroll processes. As it turns out, that lift and shift wasn't exactly what we needed. There were already countries that were on ADP, but then there were others that weren't. And what we really needed out of this whole exercise was one global vendor. We needed to drive consistency. So, where did we start? So at that time, we had 16 different providers, all on different platforms, different contracts. It really was a mess. We had a lot of compliance issues. We had late payments. We had incorrect data coming from our HR systems. We had a large number of unsatisfactory audits. We had data security controls that were being inconsistently applied. And on a fairly regular basis, directors of our global companies were receiving notices from jurisdictions that they were going to be personally liable for unpaid payroll taxes. We were in a bad place. But we now had significant potential for damage to our PayPal brand. We had service issues. Response times from our vendors were really dismal, and quality of data that we were extracting from our Workday HCM system wasn't reliable. We couldn't provide stability around our data management. We couldn't provide consistent data. We needed to optimize data management and processing. And staff turnover was one of our biggest challenges. Let's talk about our journey. I am proud to say that we implemented 30 countries in that magical 18-month mark. Well, in early 2016, following PayPal's spinoff from eBay, the company did make the decision to centralize the payroll globally. Shortly after that, January of 2017, I joined PayPal, and it was made very clear to me that things were not in a good place, and that I had to assess and turn around the situation pretty quickly. We needed a full global provider and one payroll system of record. I had a previous relationship with ADP, and I knew from great experience that they would make a great partner. ADP's service delivery became a key differentiator for us. We kicked our project plan off in January of 2018, and by July of that same year, we went live with our first country. We established a global project team with resources in 7 key geographies around the world. We had a wonderful project manager who had ADP experience. So at the outset, on the ADP side, I asked for a specific ADP project manager who I had worked with before. I think you need to work with someone who gets your vision. So the moral of the story is, ask for what you need. Don't leave something on the table if you think it will really make a difference to your project. I wanted my teams to know more about their ADP counterparts than they did about their own colleagues. We really did get to that level of familiarity with the ADP team. We made sure that we all had clearly defined roles and that both PayPal and ADP teams knew exactly what their responsibilities were. We set up weekly communications. We also found that the ADP teams were very willing to come on site and conduct training face-to-face. And we took advantage of that quite often. Now, we are in a really good place. Our payroll problems are at an all-time low. And recently, our HR team even came to payroll so that they could understand more about how we transitioned to ADP as they prepared for their own outsourcing experience. We have replaced multiple vendors with ADP as our one global vendor. We launched ADP in 30 countries, all within our 18-month time frame. And now 99.9% of our employees are paid on ADP. And our recent employee survey saw significant improvement in the engagement and the work-life balance of our payroll staff. I would say that we are at least 90% compliant with all the requirements in all countries. We've also been able to free up capacity. So there was a lesson learned. We should have done better at winning the hearts and the minds of our own payroll team. We needed to prepare them and bring them along with us on the journey. The result was that ADP's people had to come in and monitor some of our training protocols. We had to repeat training a few times. And ADP was super supportive in these efforts. So, what is next for PayPal? Scaling up our payroll processes with ADP has given us the capacity to be able to partner and enable strategic acquisitions for the business side of our company. As we continue to evaluate the model and platforms as our business matures and into existing and new countries, we also have the opportunity to focus on the career growth and development of our payroll staff. This is the thing that I'm most proud of. Most importantly, we can feel proud that we are supporting the financial health of PayPal employees with accurate and on-time pay. Thank you.